Welcome! Bienvenidos, this is Roxana from MetamorphosisRox, the place to be where you want more than tea. And today we're going to have a little chat about Ricky Gervais. Now, for those of you who don't know, Ricky Gervais is a British comedian who recently unveiled his brand new Netflix comedy special. And we are not going to sit here and talk about Netflix because that is a topic for another day. We're going to concentrate on Ricky Gervais and his particular brand of humor. If you don't know, Ricky Gervais is a big animal rights activist. He's a vegan. He's an atheist. He also seems to be very, how do I say this? Transphobic. I thought it was really interesting because I was looking at information on this particular topic and I noticed that he was like, I am trans rights. I'm in my personal life, I'm trans rights. I'm for everybody's rights, blah, blah, blah. But I did see the segment where he starts talking about transgender women. And not only is he being very transphobic, he's being very misogynistic too. But I'm not interested in the misogyny because we already expect that from him. What I'm finding very interesting is this whole idea of punching down on trans people. Some people call that mind of his genius. Other people think he is a bully. Full disclosure, I actually watched the first season of Afterlife, which is a show that he wrote, where it deals with grief and with living your life after a really big loss and all this other stuff. And here's the thing. I actually thought that show was great. I thought the writing was exceptional. So it's not like he can't write. It's not like he can create content that is good or that it's funny. My issue with comedians like Ricky Gervais is that supposedly they want to make people think, they want to make people challenge people's perceptions of reality and whatnot. What is it with Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais coming after people who have been dealing their entire life with questioning who they are and what society expects of them? Because that's what trans people are, by the way. If you are a gay person, a member of the LGBTQ community in society, you know you've struggled. You didn't just come out of the closet the minute you were born. You had to struggle. Some people have struggled for decades before they actually come out of the closet, for lack of a better term. And I don't see what's so funny about making fun of people. And the worst part about it was that he made a comment, when he made the comment about, I am trans rights, I'm pro women's rights, but meet me in the middle. Get rid of your penis. Since when is that his decision to make? I know trans people that have not gotten rid of their organs for different reasons that I'm not going to get into, but at the end of the day, it's nobody's business what they do with their junk. Period. So for him to come out and say something like that just says everything you want to know. It basically is the but in the middle of a sentence when you're trying to say, oh, but I'm in favor of this, but that's what he did on that statement. So I'm going to read you a little something. Dame Beck on Twitter was kind enough to post this, and I was eager to steal it. And it says, I'm a fan of Ricky Gervais' writing. Afterlife was an exceptional piece of writing, utterly brilliant. As Terry Pratchett said, satire is meant to ridicule power. If you are laughing at people who are hurting, it's not satire, it's bullying. Kind of reminds me of this whole thing with Will Smith and Chris Rock, and how Chris Rock decided to make a joke about Jada. He made a joke about Jada. Jada is already living with a condition, a medical condition, that has stripped her of her hair, and if you live in this planet, you know that's a big deal, especially for a black woman. So for him to make the joke was complete insanity to me, because I don't think that's a joke. I think that's bullying. So am I in favor of Will Smith? Yeah, absolutely. I am. I don't care. I think it was right. It was the right thing to do at the time. Do I think he should have done it in front of millions of people? Not necessarily, but he did get the point across and he did get the ball rolling on the topic. Now, going back to Ricky Gervais. This is my issue. I've been watching comedians since, I don't know, Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, the original with the suit that looked like Michael Jackson. I've watched George Carlin specials. I've watched Joan Rivers, who used to make fun of people, but she made more fun of herself. And now, of course, we have Mr. Iglesias, who is Fluffy, who is absolutely fantastic. So I have watched specials my entire life. Nothing makes me laugh more than when somebody gives me something intelligent to laugh about. In the case of George Carlin, it was politics. In the case of Robin Williams, it was drug addiction. In the case of Eddie Murphy, was, being black. Because if you actually heard the stories about the hamburgers, and I'm not gonna get into any of it, but you know what I'm talking about. Bottom line is this: you can make anything funny, or you can try to make something funny that really isn't and miss in the process. Now, a few years ago, when my mom was still alive, there was a move to make a movie based on a script written by somebody that had this theory on, Ronald Reagan being completely gone because of Alzheimer's, and how people were manipulating him into thinking that this was a job, that this was a movie he was filming where he was being the president for 8 years. And that started posting things on social media because I was appalled at the idea. Just because you think something might be funny to you because you're not dealing with it doesn't mean that it's funny to the millions of people that are dealing with it. In the case of that particular scenario, I just could not understand, with so many funny moments that I lived through my life with my mom with Alzheimer's, why not concentrate on that instead of making this whole ridiculous political statement that at the end of the day was not going to add anything. So here's my thing. If you are a real comedian, if you are a talented comedian, why do you need to punch down at all? Bottom line, if you are going for the lowest common denominator, are you really funny and a genius like some people call Ricky Gervais? Or are you just another bully? And more importantly, if you were absolutely sure of how good this was going to go, why did you all of a sudden start donating all this money to all these animal causes? Now, we all know that Ricky Gervais is an atheist, he is a vegan, and he's an animal lover. And all those things are great. And to me, the animals benefit, so awesome for them. But the fact that he decided to do all these donations now, or at least publish them all now, it's a little suspect to me. I gotta be honest, it's a little suspect. Now, I don't necessarily have anything against Ricky Gervais. I just don't think that this was a good way to, do a thing. There is so many things that are funny about regular people's lives and trans people's lives, but their existence in this planet is not one of them. Much like I found a lot of humor in a lot of things that happened with my mom in the last days, you can find something funny about anything. Cancer, my dad died of leukemia, Alzheimer's, AIDS. Yeah, you can find a lot of funny things. But if you're doing it from a basis of trying to punch down, are you really being funny and a genius? Because I don't think you are. And I've heard, I don't know if this is true, I've heard that he is very quick to block people because they disagree with him. Because it's really funny to me how many people who think they're funny or comedians have no problem punching down on everybody, but if anybody so much as calls them out on their behavior, their feelings get hurt. Why? It is your bread and butter. You should be able to take the joke, shouldn't you? I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. Please leave me your comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.